What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of V4 Higurashi When They Cry Sotsu. This is episode 14, and with me, as always, I have Blue Spade.
Okay. Yeah. This episode went by really quick, but seriously, what the hell did we just watch?
That's what I was wondering.
That entire episode
it really devolved into Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. It just like we finally pick up where that last cliffhanger left off, and it just starts off with just, Sadako just immediately shooting Rika and herself, and then it just goes on with them just beating the crap out of each other over and over again, and then just jumping through different timelines instead of just resetting, at a certain point in Hinamizawa. They're just jumping from the festival, jumping to the school, then jumping back to St. Lucia's Academy, then jumping to this and this and that, and then of course there were some different callbacks, from the original Higurashi of the fight on the rooftop. Only this time Rika and Sadako are the ones fighting, with the baseball bat and the giant machete that Rena always uses.
Yeah, it pretty much was just the two of them arguing and fighting each other, and of course, at first it was just Sadako killing Rika over and over again until Rika started fighting back. And then it's just the two of them fighting in these different locations and different timelines.
I mean, the way Sadako ended up killing Rika, or just nearly beat her to death, which is the most gruesome part. It's just like she shoves a kid's fork inside her neck and then just twists it. And then the next scene, she hits Rika with a fucking hot frying pan, which is it's painful in itself. And then repeatedly just beats the crap out of her, even waking up in the next loop, just on their futons. But then, like you said, they just continuously just beat the crap out of each other until it just goes into this Dragon Ball Z type of moment near the end there.
Well, what leads up to this too is that Rika finally, because I was wondering, the whole time, why are you not using the fragment? Because I know she has the fragment of Onagare no Ryo, but she doesn't use it, and then she finally uses it and slashes Sadako's neck with it. And I was thinking is she dead now? Because she got her neck slashed with it. But after this, I think at this point, Rika transforms into it looks like her Miko outfit, but it's a little bit different. And now she has these god powers. And then magically, of course, the cut on Sadako's neck just seems to have gone away. And then she ends up pulling out I guess the whole version of the Onagare no Ryo, and she transforms into something, I don't know, into some kind of god figure with godlike powers, basically.
Yeah.
And this is when they just start fighting each other, pretty much it's pretty much a Dragon Ball Z fight, with them just throwing energy blasts at each other and just flying around in the air and just these ridiculous things. I started to wonder what kind of series I was watching at this point. I know Higurashi has had these things before, but it hasn't really gone.
It's no longer grounded in reality at this point.
It seems more to resemble Umineko at this point, because this kind of thing happens quite a bit in Umineko, but Higurashi not so much. There's not as much of that sort of thing going on. So I found it funny when this started happening. I have to wonder if maybe it's more of a nod to the potential of maybe an Umineko remake or something in the future, with it kind of going more into this ridiculous, these magical, these characters basically having these magic fights. And it really kind of, it really also makes me think that this might lead up to the what a lot of people are theorizing, the Lambda Delta and Barton Castell origin story or something, with the kind of dialogue, the things they were saying to each other, I basically, we already knew this, they wanted to be together. Rika still wants to be with Sadako, Sadako wants to be with her, and Rika even says something why don't we destroy this universe and recreate a new one where we can be together or something like that. And it's kind of weird because at this point it seems like Sadako gives up and is just like willing to, I guess, let Rika kill her, which I don't know if it's a trap or if she actually like wants Rika to kill her. Like, I have no idea.
I mean, the fight just ends right there, and then of course we move back into Yua and Hanyu, where Hanyu successfully manages to break free her bindings, and then she just gets stopped by Yua's whatever that thing is. Some
kind of a staff.
Yeah, that her staff or something like that. And then the episode just ends there, and that's it. Like we said, this entire episode was just Rika and Sadako just beating the absolute crap out of each other, with just basically just arguing everything we already knew about, with Sadako complaining about Rika, wanting to leave and go to St. Lucia Academy, and then Rika just wanting to just move on with her life after having to deal with this crap herself, like for God knows how long she's been doing it.
It seems like they were trying to imply that like neither one of them could kill the other because they have to like have the other person in their lives or something like that. It kind of reminded me, honestly, a bit of the fight between Shinji and Gendo from Evangelion 4, where they were just like fighting in these different locations, and Gendo basically saying like our fight can't be won through might, we have to like talk with each other pretty much. So I wonder if it almost seems like Ryokishi saw that and just took inspiration from it for this scene.
Or just basically just ripping it off,
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. I feel like it's gonna go in a similar direction, for the next episode, depending on how it's gonna end up panning out. But honestly, I don't know how it's gonna pan out. I mean, it's I'd be interested to see, but the way this episode was done was just, I don't know. I just can't wrap my mind about like what the hell I just saw.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I am a little bit disappointed as well that some of the theories people had about it's, at least it seems so far, that some of the other characters remembering things and joining up with Rika or Sadako just didn't really come true. It just seems like it's more so just the two of them fighting each other, and none of the other characters really seem to matter. So I don't know. I'm not really sure how I feel about this episode. Like, it was pretty ridiculous, and I don't know. It didn't really play out the way that some things played out the way I thought it would. But then there are some things I kind of wish we could have seen. At least, I mean, I will say at least it's again, it's not really a rehash or anything like that. It's not really retreading or anything. I mean, at least it is technically like new stuff that we're seeing.
But the thing is, like, did they really need to go off like this? Just instead of just like Sadako just like, well, of course Sadako is the one who started it and just like repeatedly just kills Rika over and over and over again until like Rika finally decides to fight back.
At this point, I just want Sadako to die. Like, I don't care. I mean, I don't even know if they're really going to go back to the whole, like, this is the evil Sadako, like, and then there was, like, this other Sadako that was her original self. Like, I don't know if they're even going to go back to that whole thing they introduced, and I don't know. Like, but I don't really care, honestly, because it's just, like, to me, the Sadako at this point has just become so irredeemable. Like, there's only two things that should happen with her, is that she either just gets... like we said before, she gets thrown into a different timeline without Rika, or she just dies, because she's just, I just can't stand. I mean, I've just pretty much been wanting her to die this whole time. So I mean, I don't really know what's gonna happen. Like, I have a bad feeling that the ending is just gonna be like, I don't know, like, is it just gonna be the two of them like somehow together or something? I'm not sure. But I don't think that's how it should play out, because Sadako is not a good person, like, at this point especially. So that is not the kind of ending I would want, to be honest. But I don't know what else I don't know how it's going to end, honestly. Like, I mean, there's a lot of theories, and I can't say for sure what's going to happen. I don't know if you have any predictions for what you think might happen here. I mean,
It's hard to tell at this point. I mean, honestly, I have a feeling the next episode will end up subverting our expectations, but honestly, it's just based on the way this season in particular has gone, just like,
I mean, I also want Hanyu to do something because she hasn't done anything so far. Like, she just watched all of this happen, and this episode she kept talking about how there being a miracle that's going to happen, but I'm guessing the last episode she will somehow make a miracle happen, whatever the miracle is going to be. Because the dialogue between Yua and Hanyu mostly in this episode was Yua talking about certainty, and Hanyu talking about there being a miracle that could happen, which is also a callback to Umineko as well, with Lambda Delta being the witch of certainty and Burn Castell being the witch of miracles. So it's I do like how there's a lot of Umineko references, but I'm just not sure if that what the point of it is, if it's actually going to, if there's any point to it other than just being a callback and a reference. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much else to say about this episode. It was pretty over the top crazy. Like, I mean, I kind of expected it to go this way, honestly, but I thought there would be I felt like I would be a little bit more satisfied with the way things would play out in this episode, but I'm not really sure how to feel about it. Like, it's just I just have a bad feeling about where this is gonna end, honestly. Like, I don't know if we're gonna be satisfied with the way this ends, because I feel like there's still too many questions that we haven't really gotten answered. So I mean, I don't know if you have anything else to say about this episode.
I mean, there's nothing else. I mean, this, I don't know. I just want to wait for the, just want to watch the next.
I will say the animation was good, at least.
It was good, but it's just, the way the episode went out just went, way over the top, up to the point where they just went Dragon Ball Z near the end, which is like, I don't know how to feel about that up to that point.
Yeah, well, I mean, we only have one episode left, supposedly, so I guess we'll see how things end. So, until next Thursday, we will see you all next time.